Alright, we're live, babies.
So when we hear the 15 minutes, we'll hear it.
No,
ping,
you'll hear a little.
a little ping, and we
Yeah,
tell
the
you
same
if
ping.
nobody hears it.
Chalupa over here, chalupa over there, chalupa in the air, we're everywhere.
Yeah. No, introduce us. Do the intro.
Okay. You guys
No,
do
no,
the
you do the intro.
Hi. What do I say? Okay, so, wait, what?
Welcome to what?
Chalupa's pear.
Okay.
8 pear. 8? No, wait. Oh, yeah, Chalupa's 8 pear. Chalupa's
Or is it up
sorry.
there?
A pear. 8, a pear. A pear sounds
Chalupa's
better.
a pear.
Chalupa's a pear. I'm Dom.
I'm Maddie.
He's Chalupa.
He's
who's
Chalupa 1.
Who's
Who's
1 and
the
2?
other Chalupa?
Who's 1 and 2?
I don't know. I just kind of go off the picture.
Alright, well, it's not. Okay. There's no 1 or 2. But, yeah, this is the first ever podcast. And the first ever video you guys did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you guys are the first
We're
ever
some
thing,
lucky
you guys.
people.
You guys know.
Yeah, we are.
But yeah, we're just gonna shoot the chisel and just talk about random stuff. Just girls' perspective and guys' perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys want to start off, or who wants to start off first? What's your girls?
What do we should?
What's your show?
Well, like.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Start us with a question.
This has always kind of ticked me off, right? I grew up with 2 sisters, younger and older sister, and every time I use a restroom, I leave the toilet seat up, right? Because that's what men do. And then they.
Not gentlemen.
Here we go. So I always leave it up, right?
Yeah.
And they would always get mad, like, put the seat down, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. They're like, just be respectful, put the seat down. I'm like, okay, be respectful and put the seat up then after you use it. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean,
It goes both ways.
I mean,
Sure.
to be fair, the natural state of a toilet seat is with the lid down.
Yes,
Absolutely.
but that's for number 2. For both male and female.
No, it's just in general.
Yeah. Honestly,
general.
I will say. I mean, I had a brother, and we shared a bathroom most of our lives, and he always put this toilet seat back down for me, and so that's my expectation.
Okay, but like, do you not think it's fair for...
No.
Why can't... It's a double-edged sword. Why can't you put it up after we finish?
Why
Or
can't
after
you
we
sit
finish?
on the toilet to pee? Why do you have to stand?
Okay, that's it.
If you stand, why can't you aim a little bit more?
What?
Well, like, when you stand, you can still use
Yeah,
it
just
when it's
aim
down.
better.
No, because I've done that before and they get even more mad. Because they're splattered.
Well, then clean up after yourself.
No, I
You're
no. I agree with all of what you're saying. I'm just saying it's like, if you want us to put it down, why can't you guys put it up?
Okay, well, Christian, what'd you do? You got a sister. What did you do?
I
And
feel like I can't speak on this matter because I purposely left it up so that they would fall down.
Oh my god.
But no, do you hear where I'm coming from though?
Yes, I absolutely do. I hear that it's a double-edged sword, but the gentleman thing to do.
And the gentlewoman thing to do.
There's no. That's not a word.
Okay, but why is gentleman a thing?
Because men are supposed to be gentlemen.
Yeah, and
Okay, what
it's
about
just
women?
They're supposed to cater to women.
Oh, I'm gonna get so much heat for this, dude. I agree, but why can't it be a mutual thing?
It can be. You have to establish that beforehand.
I've never lived with a person, like a
Male.
male that left the toilet seat up all the time.
Okay, but what if let's just say we're dating, right? And we had this conversation, like, can you lift it up every time after you use it? Would you be okay with that?
No,
Or would you be like, that's
I don't know
okay,
if I.
that's like,
But would you put it back down every time?
yes. If
Would
you're
you
like,
though?
if you were like, hey, put it back down, I'm like, okay, after every time you use it, put it back up.
How do you know that you're the next person that's going to
Because
go to the
we
bathroom?
live together. There's no one else living there.
Yeah,
But between the two of you, I lived with a man, and the man that I lived with always
What's
put it
his
down.
are you sure you will?
Bleep that out. Bleep that out.
We will.
I lived and with, and every time we've never even had to have this conversation.
But did you
He
put
just
it up?
always no, never.
No, and it.
But he would always put it down for me.
Yeah,
I do. That's where I'm coming from. I'm just saying, like, it'd be cool if the...
I guess from my perspective, the kindness that the thing that I feel like I'm doing is I'm doing you guys a favor by leaving it up. That way you know it's clean, right? There's no splatter. In my head, when I leave it up for you guys, it's like, I know I said I would leave it up so that they would fall in the toilet, but when I leave it up, it's kind of like, all right, that way you know when you put it back down, it's clean. You don't have to worry about sticking to the toilet seats, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but okay, when I worked in an office where I shared a bathroom with guys,
Men.
I hated when I would go into the toilet and have to touch the toilet seat and put it back down.
You just
Like, I
Okay,
think
but so
it
why do
grossed me
the
out.
men have to grab it and put it back down? It's a double-edged sword. It's like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
I
I wouldn't
understand.
close it. I'm just saying it's like, it's not cool how you guys want us to do something and you guys don't do it back. That's all I'm saying.
Mm.
We
Well,
could
the
go-
natural
we could
state of the
go-
toilet is with the
Lid down.
With the lid down.
That's
Wait, I'm sorry.
subjective.
Do you know?
I'm sorry, but do you go number 2 with the toilet seat up?
What's number 2?
I'm not even. I'm just saying, like, that's the natural state of a toilet.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we didn't agree on something, but that's okay.
I mean, if somebody were to have that conversation with me, I would take it into consideration, and we could talk about it. But it's like, if I'm starting to date somebody and they just leave it, I would obviously, if they kept leaving it up, I would obviously say something about it because it's just weird. But if they express the reason why they wanted to leave it up instead of down, maybe I would consider it.
Yeah,
I would consider it. I wouldn't. It's not off the table.
Yeah.
I'd be open to a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I'd be open to a
All in all,
conversation. Like,
All right.
yeah,
Open conversation. Okay, I got it. Cool. So, what's next? What's the next topic?
What about who pays on the first date?
Oh my god, don't even get me.
Ooh, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. I think a lot of the times it's good for a guy to pay for the first date, but also at the same time, coming from a girl's perspective, we don't know where things are going to go.
Mhm.
So sometimes we're always offering to be like, yeah, I want to pay for the first date just because we don't know if there's going to be a second date and we don't want that,
I've never had that experience.
that trail to be like, oh, they paid for the first date, I have to go on a second date with them to kind of make up for it.
mitigate
kind
it.
of thing.
Wait, hold up. That's actually wait before you get on your train track.
Yeah.
You said you feel like you would like to offer because if he pays for the first, that means you want to go. Like that means you are obligated to go on a second.
Kind of feels that way.
Sometimes
Really?
it feels
I
that
don't
way.
think I've ever
Sometimes
heard that. That's interesting.
it
Yeah,
does.
I
And
would feel bad if a guy paid for a full first date and I just
See,
Never-
but I feel like
maybe
you guys are
not-
not. Yeah, I feel like you guys are nice.
Maybe
I feel like
not
some girls are out
necessarily-
there to get it free.
Yes, maybe not
I
necessarily
don't know.
pay for the second date, but I feel like I would be obligated to
We
go
can talk
on a
about
second
that.
date.
Yeah.
But if you feel obligated,
To go on one.
Yeah.
Not necessarily pay for it, but to go on one.
Now, here's the thing though. I've been on a first date where we went to one spot and they paid for that first date, and then we went to a second spot. They paid for that. We went to a third spot. I paid for that because at that point, he had paid for the last 2 places we had gone. So I was like, how is it fair that he's paying another $70 tab for drinks? I'll pay for this.
yeah.
That's
Because
respectable.
And so that was the first date. But then another time, I went on a first date. He paid for it. I went on a second one, and I knew I was never going to go on a second one with him again. So I paid for the tab because I felt bad knowing that
See,
I'm
that's-
never going to see him again. So I'm just going to pay for it.
That's just you being nice, though.
I think
I don't
My
it's
experience-
nice.
Maddie, though,
His experience, and then like, I don't want to generalize, but maybe like 16, maybe even 70% of men have gone through the same experience as this. Would you agree?
Well, what's your experience with it?
I just got robbed at gunpoint the other night. Basically,
Give him the
I
money.
need to hear all this.
give him the money. Give him the specifics. You guys
so
get robbed.
one, and this is also another point of conversation, right? This is a double date. It's not necessarily a one-on-one. Hey, would you like to go on a date with me? Right? So a friend, to give you the details, a friend of mine invited me to go on a double date. Hey, would you like to go on a double date? The girl that I'm talking to has a friend, so I go with him. We go to like a cocktail lounge kind of thing.
That was his first red flag. I told him a cocktail joint is expensive. Cocktail in general, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be.
But go on. Sorry.
So we go to the place, and like I don't know the vibes. Like I've never met this young lady
Yeah.
before, and so then we're talking, and then like I'm like 2 drinks in, and these girls are just like, can we get another bottle? Like another bottle. Excuse me, another glass of wine, and they're just throwing back glasses of wine like this.
Can I cut you off real quick? So if a lady's like, hey, can I get another glass of wine? And then asks him, hey, what would you like? Is that kind of like an assumption that they're going to pay for it? Because that's where my perspective is
Like,
at.
would the woman be paying for it? She's
No,
like,
no. As in like, okay, so like the waiter comes.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, I'll have that wine. It's like, Christian, what would you like?
I mean, when I'm at the bar and I'm with my guy friends, sometimes I'm like, hey, what do you want?
No, but
And that
date.
means,
This is a date.
but if I,
And she's asking him, isn't that kind of like assuming like, I got you, what would you like? Or is that just me being a man? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I think
if I was on a date with a guy and he goes, I'm gonna get another glass, what do you want?
Yeah, I would
I'd be like,
assume
he's
it.
paying for
Because
it.
even when I go out to the bars, that's what I'm saying. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this. What do you want? I assume they're gonna pay for it, and they always do.
Continue.
So yeah, ultimately, it's just like I felt uncomfortable with how much they were drinking. That I was like, I think I have to get another drink, like because I had like
Like,
2
what
drinks.
is weird, right?
It was like I have an empty glass here for the past 25 minutes. Like, can I just get something? Like, what? I got like this disgusting martini because I was just like, can you surprise me? And then
Yeah.
she came out with this disgusting martini, but like lo and behold, like literally it's just like a glass of wine, and so then they're like, you like that one? Like, let's get another. Can we get 2 more of those, please? And then all of a sudden they're like, they were looking at their phone like, with our Ubers here, thank you guys so much.
Yes.
Oh!
And then like I couldn't have timed it even perfect, like more perfect. Next thing you know, like they leave, and then it was literally like a scam. Like I felt like I said,
Like
got
you got
robbed.
Yeah,
I was looking for the cameras, literally.
Ashton Kutcher was.
And then next thing you know, as soon as like they walk out, the poor waitress comes over and she's just like, okay, just take your time with that, and drops the bill. Just slides it. $260. $260.
For
Four people. Yeah. No food. No food.
Just drink.
Just drink.
Did you and
I
that
had
guy
3 drinks.
Did you and that guy split it down the
Yeah,
middle?
down the middle.
That's still $130
for one date. For one.
For the
for
girls,
one
not
date.
even saying like, okay, mind you, this guy has his own apartment.
She didn't even say thank you.
He's been talking to her for a while. That other girl that he's with. He invited Christian with other girl.
Yeah.
So like, you know, there's an assumption of like, okay, we might be going over to Blank's house, whatever.
Sure.
Afterwards. Just left. Mid what conversation or
Yeah, kind of like a lull in the conversation and this kind of.
She was like, my Uber's here.
Yeah, they said, well, our Uber's here. We had a good night. Thank you guys. And then
is that not rude if you guys even
Yeah.
pretend to pay for the tab or offer?
I always
offer.
Yep.
I
See,
feel
I feel like you guys are so nice.
You guys are
to
nice.
You guys the bad girls
I don't-
on the
I don't-
podcast.
Okay, I don't go on a lot of dates, but I can't remember the last date I went where a girl was like, "Are you sure?" Like they even did
Not
the,
even like
they even did
yes.
like the little
and every
the
time
little
I,
reach.
Yes.
Or they unbuckled, you know, their like
They're
the
their purse.
They
They
don't
undo their purse.
but every
They don't have
time I
any of
said,
it.
every time I said I can split it, they're always like, well, I asked you. I
Which
got
is
it.
fair.
Which is
And
fair.
we were speaking of that. If you invite someone on a date, then yes, it's kind of like a, hey, I want to take you out, so let me pay for it.
Yeah.
But like for like a blind date,
That's
they got stood up. Not stood up. They got.
You guys got fucked.
insane.
You got
That's
fucked.
insane behavior.
You got fucked.
That they just called their Uber and that were you like, bye?
Hey, what can we do? Like,
Have you heard from them?
No, that's the thing.
yeah,
They ghosted both.
yeah.
Nice.
So they knew
I mean, that's what I
exactly what they
wanted
were doing.
to, but I was like,
they were probably in the Uber like, we got him. Doubting each
We
other.
got him. We got lots of
They
free
probably went
drinks.
to
Had a
disco
good
pig
night.
afterwards.
Probably,
Went to
yeah.
disco pig.
No, it's yeah. I mean, I've been in the same situation. I met this girl at what parade was it? It was
St. Patrick's Day parade.
St. Patrick's Day parade, right?
Yeah, you kind of touched on that
Did
a little
I?
bit. Yeah. But like you didn't ask her necessarily on a date. You said, "Do you want to hang out?"
Christian knows I haven't been on a date in a while, right? I always say like, hey, we're gonna do a hangout. I purposely say like we're gonna hang out. Like, what does that mean? Like, just a hangout. Like,
Does that mean anything to you guys?
what if a guy like was like, hey, like I want to see you. Do you want to hang out? And like, so it's a date. I'm like, no, just say hangout. What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, as a girl,
How's your perspective? Is that like offensive?
I wouldn't say
No, not
offensive,
necessarily
but
offensive. I would just think it's less serious.
Okay, cool. That's exactly
I would think
what I
that
want.
they wanted nothing, but
They just want to have sex.
yeah, that's what I would
Really?
think.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would think.
Really?
If you just want to hang
Yeah.
out, you don't want to take me out on a date beforehand. Like, yes, I
It's-
think I would
it
think.
gives off energy.
Yeah,
no,
like
it
you want to just
does.
hang out. It sounds like
I thought
you know,
I was
like
being
those
respectful.
videos, like those like videos you see where it's like what it's like hanging out with the Division I college athlete. Like that's what that gives out. Like, hey, you want to just come over and hang out?
So you call me a D1 player?
No,
Player.
it gives off like I don't really want to spend my money and like get dressed up to take you on a date. I don't want to go through the effort, but I want to be in your company.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. So I thought it was the polar opposite. No, I'm not even kidding. No.
To be quite honest, I
might
was
be
being very
oblivious.
still.
I was being really.
gentlemanly.
No, like, hey, it's just a hang. So I don't want to lead her on. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
So like, hey, I don't want anything. I just want to hang out. I don't want to
Which
go on
is
a
good,
date.
which is
Because it's like, I don't want to lead you on thinking like I want to see you consecutively. Like, no, okay, that might sound bad. Dude. Now that I'm saying it out
I
loud.
have something to say after you.
Now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds bad. But just like, okay, like we go on a date, right? We're like, hey, like let's just hang out. I don't want a girlfriend. I don't want anything. But you're a really cool chick.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, like, do you want to hang out?
I would think, okay, he's not looking for a relationship,
Yeah.
but he wants to bang.
Really?
But see, the thing is,
But I specified like.
Paul,
I
you
just-
don't
But
have
that's
to.
literally what you're saying.
You don't have
without
to
saying.
go. A first date is not that serious. A first date is meant to get to know somebody to see if you even want to go on a second date.
Yeah.
And then after the second date, it's like, okay, is this going to turn into more? Kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean,
like
like,
the first date is a very like screener. It's like a job interview. It's like very
I hate
screener.
dating. I hate the word
I know,
date though.
But
Yeah,
it's
you're
not
really
people-
against it.
Yeah.
Women do not take like let's go on a date. They don't take it as seriously as I think you think they do.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just a very screener. I've gone on multiple first dates where it's like we're just gonna see what happens. If it works out, then we'll go on a second date. If it doesn't, then that's first date, and that is it. And then
Interesting,
you
okay.
you
You
lay
don't
that
talk to
ground
them again.
and you
So I'm
just
just
say,
thinking it's okay.
yeah, I don't
Maybe
know.
I'm overthinking the date.
I think you are, because honestly, I don't do dinner on a first date ever. I will only ever do drinks, and to
I
me,
don't
that's not that.
I do
That's not
Unless
that
like
serious.
dinner
you're
a lot of
Angelina
time.
Jolie, I don't do dinner on a first date.
Yeah, I just like that's really intimate, especially if like you're up from a dating app. I'm not gonna go to dinner, but I will go to
It's a
have
big commitment.
drinks.
Okay, so like my whole date situation where I would say like hang out because I don't want it to be like super what's the word, formal and just like I want to date you in the future. Like I just want something.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like a nonchalant, like relaxed hangout.
Mhm.
So I went on a hangout with this girl. I told her, okay, I don't want to date. I think you're pretty cool.
A hangout.
It was my boss's
Your
wife's wife's coworker.
Okay.
Okay,
Younger sister's cousin, goldfish.
she was like 24, like whatever. So we're just chilling, having a good time. She's like, I'm like, hey, me and my buddies are gonna go out to the bar. Like, if you want to come out, come out. She's like, cool, let's do it. I'm like, all right, cool. Then she's like, yeah, I haven't been on a date in a while. I'm like, oh, it's just a hangout. Like, it's just nothing. But like, it's nothing formal.
The
Is
more
that
you
really
say it,
weird?
the more you say it.
Dude, like, it's just
It's
my
just a
buddies
hangout.
hanging out.
It's just a hangout.
Okay, Paul, if I was the girl and you would know this is just a hangout after inviting her out, I'd be like, he does not like me.
Really?
He does not like me at all.
After you say
Like, he
hearing
wants
you say
to,
it
like,
out
But
loud,
do you get where I'm coming from,
This
though?
is just a
I
hangout.
do
Like, I don't want to lead
understand.
her on.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
it's just a hangout with my homies. Like, you're a pretty cool chick. Like, I just want to hang
Yes.
out.
yeah.
But I get where you're
In
coming
that
from. I
aspect
get
of inviting somebody out to a bar when you're already at the bar, that is kind of more of a hangout. I wouldn't
Sure.
necessarily script it as a hangout.
I wouldn't assume that was.
But I wouldn't assume it was a date. If you're already out with your friends and you're asking me to come out,
But it wasn't the day before.
Wait, what?
I met her a day before we went out.
Okay, that's and
Yeah, I would think he just wants to like hang out, get to know me, and like I would not consider that a date. But I'd be like, I wouldn't necessarily
don't
write
say
off
it,
that
no.
he's
don't
a
phrase it as a hangout.
I wouldn't necessarily write it off as he only wants to have sex.
No, in that situation,
Yeah,
no, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
I think my biggest thing is I just don't want to smoke. I'm digging myself a hole here.
Take away the shovel.
I
Grab
know.
a shovel, Maddie.
I just
Take a
don't.
shovel.
I work hard for my money, right?
Mhm.
And I just don't want to like invite a girl over and just hang out and then me expect to pay for everything. Because it's expensive nowadays,
It is.
especially like a drink
I understand
is
that.
expensive.
Especially if it's a horrible date and you were like, why do I
what I'm
always
saying.
spend it here? Yeah.
We talked for like 30 minutes the day before and she was super rad. I'm like, oh, she's super cool. And
Yeah.
she doesn't have family here. She's not from the state. So I'm like, hey, I'm not from the state either. I have a couple buddies. If you want to come out,
Yeah.
she doesn't know the city. So
Yes.
I'm like, so that's why I said that. Anywho, long story long, I took her out on a hangout. We got some brewskis before we went to the bar and hung out with our friends.
Mhm.
The bill was like $1.20, right?
Yeah.
And again, she was like, I'm hungry. Do you want anything to eat? I'm like, no, I'm good. She's like, you sure? I'm gonna get the salad if you want a burger or something. I'm like, okay. But I thought she was gonna pay for, or at least offer. The person, I told you, dude, the person comes out with the check. She looks, she goes,
Well, wasn't you said it's $1.20?
yeah, $1.20. No, $120. Not a.
Oh!
Not $1.20.
I thought the same
She
thing.
was like, $2.
I thought he said
a buck is $100.
You guys are like, how cheap
a
is
buck
Paul?
is $1. A buck is $1.
No,
It was
okay.
what dive bar did you go
$120.
to? Wait, did you go to an artisan brewery or something?
No, it was patio on Sloan's Lake. It's a nice joint.
Okay, but does that include drinks? Like, did
No,
you guys
it's
buy
drinks and
drinks?
food.
Did you guys
I
buy
bought-
drinks together?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, hey, I'll get this. And she's like, I'll get the same thing. We're, like, going back and forth. She's like, I'm kind of hungry. Do you want anything? Me assuming that she would pay for that and mine.
To be fair, though, I don't think that was a date, though.
I
That
know,
wasn't a
exactly. That's
date.
where I'm going from. I said it was a hangout from the get-go. And then the check comes and she goes,
I would have just split it down the middle.
I wanted to.
Yeah,
but
I
I
would've
would have
split
been
that
so,
down
like, I don't know. It's just, like, not disrespectful.
Sometimes you just
but,
have to eat your word. You just have to eat
I
it.
was about
You have
to.
bite the bullet.
It gets worse. We meet my buddies at whatever, a bar, right? And then they're all there, and then there's girls there from my friends' girlfriends, and then they're like, "So how's Paul treating you?" Blah blah blah. Like, he's super sweet. Like I used the restroom. He played music just so he wouldn't hear me. Like blah blah blah. My sister, that's not a good thing. That's not a green flag. My sister told me that. No.
I mean,
Yeah.
So it's like
I mean,
respect. My
that's
sister
the
told me that.
same thing.
part of
Like,
Yeah.
if they ever use a restroom, just play music like nonchalant. Don't make it obvious. I'm like, okay, cool.
well,
I don't care
if you're
if
going
the
number
guy
2,
hears
but
me
not number
pee.
1.
Okay, whatever.
Anyway.
You guys are making me look
Okay,
bad.
anyway.
I'm not saying
So I
that's
was
like,
on a good track.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And then she's like, but he didn't buy my beer here. I lost my chill. He knows I don't beat around the bush. Once it's like over a certain point, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be just me. And I'm like, whoa. I just spent $120. Like, what are you talking about? Just because I didn't buy one beer here? She's like, well, yeah, you invited me over. I'm like, I get it, but I said I hang out. I specified everything. Then I'm like, okay, so like I had to pay for everything? She's like, yeah, it's just like a respectful thing to do. I'm like, I work hard for my money. Like, you could split it, or like you can buy me beer here. And she was not having it. She's like, well, like, yeah, I'll pay for your stuff. Like, if tomorrow we go to brunch, right? I'll pay for the coffee, or I'll pay for the coffee and you pay for the brunch. I'm like,
it doesn't even out.
yes, that's the last time I ever spoke to her again. But
Yeah.
like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
understand.
pissed me
That's
off.
a little disrespectful. I mean, after you spent that much money, and then she's like, "Oh, he didn't buy my beer here." Like I said, you could go. It was kind of the same situation. You went on a couple hangouts throughout the day. Like you were at different places throughout the day,
Yeah.
just like I was on a date. And at one point, he had paid for the past 2 places, and then the tab came for the 3rd place, and I was like, "There's no way I'm letting him pay for it." He's been.
But you could though.
I could have easily.
Yeah.
I could have easily, and the
Too
bartender
nice.
handed it to him. That's another thing.
That's
like
another thing too. They expect
yeah. And he went to the bathroom, and I was like, I'm gonna get it, and he's like, the guy's not getting it.
Did he use a
and I
restroom
was
for
like,
that purpose?
no, I don't think so. No, maybe I don't know.
I would not
After
do
a
that.
third check, bro, that'd be like,
Yeah, but I was happy to pay for it. The second place we went though. Actually, no, that was the second place.
Yeah.
That
Wrong guy.
was no.
Different one.
We went to his place first, and then we went to a second place. No, just so I could
Use the bathroom.
use the bathroom.
Play music?
Yes, use the
Did he play
bathroom.
music?
He played music.
Did he play music?
Yes, he did.
Did it really?
Not for the reason you're thinking.
What, he was trying to be like sexy?
No,
He's trying to set the huh?
he was trying to show me his skills.
His
Oh,
rap skills?
I'm on cue. I'm on cue.
Huh?
Tell me.
He's a DJ?
His
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah. DJ.
It's a sexual thing, dude. I
No,
appreciate
it's not a
DJ.
sexual-
He wanted to
Okay.
show her his tracks.
Anyway, besides the point, I paid for the second bill because
Keep on talking, keep on talking.
$75.
Jesus Christ.
Teasers.
No, it was not like it's not like we went up to his apartment to. No, it was I had to pee and there's nowhere to pee in Denver.
There's no bathrooms in Denver.
Never.
No.
None. Zero.
They're always a long
Zilch.
line. So yeah, and he was playing music not to drown out my bathroom noise.
He's trying to woo you.
Just trying to woo me on a different.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
But no, yeah, it's
No, and it wasn't weird or anything, but like it was just.
Weird.
I was happy to pay for the 3rd round. Is basically what I'm saying.
But when someone invites you on a date,
should cut all
you
that part
expect them to pay.
Not
necessarily,
That's a loaded
honestly.
question. No.
I mean, I think you
If
made
the
a good
date's
point.
horrible, I will split it. Like
Yeah.
I'm happy
Because
Okay,
I know
so-
I'm not going to see that person again.
Yeah.
So if it's good, let them pay for it because you know you're gonna go on the second date. And
I'll still offer. I'll still offer, but
is it like an actual offer, like what me and Christian say, like there's nothing in your bag?
First, they're like, hey, excuse me.
No, I got it.
No, sure.
And there's literally.
I will actually lay my card out, but if they say yes, I'll lay my card out. But
Would you get offended if they're like, yeah, let's
if
split
they
it?
say yes, let's split it, then I'll be like, okay, they're not that into me.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, so here's.
I would take it as they're not that into me.
What the heck?
I agree with them.
Really?
Because if you're
On a
really
first
into a
date?
girl and you want to see her again,
exactly.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
100%.
Okay.
Like I would be, if I'm inviting a girl, like just in general, if I'm inviting a girl on a date, right? I'm the one, I feel like one, it's a very Hispanic thing, like just in general, not even a date. Like if I invite Paul to go somewhere, like hey, let's go get pho, like at the place, right? I'm the one that invited you. I'm gonna pay.
That's a very Hispanic thing.
It's a very Hispanic
interesting.
Yeah. We talked about this.
Yeah, we've talked about this, right? Like, it's just like, it's very Hispanic. It doesn't matter if, like, the movie theaters, like, hey, like, I'm not going to invite you somewhere to go somewhere and then make you pay for whatever we're doing, right? Like, I invited you, so, like, it's on me.
Yeah.
So, like, that's kind of how I view dates, right? Like, hey, Dominique, would you like to go on a date with me? Me and you are going on a date. I'm paying for it, right? So then, henceforth, at the end, if you like offer to pay, I'm like, no. This was on
I
me.
invited you.
I invited you.
Yes.
Like I'm taking you on a date, right? So like I agree with you on that sense. That because if I didn't like a girl, I'd be like, sure,
Yeah.
like
Because you're like, I'm never going to see her again.
I'm
I'm
never
going
gonna see her again. And
crap
like,
what she thinks
I
about
don't really
me.
like her in the sense, like you said, I don't care about her opinions. Therefore, that I'm gonna be like,
maybe I should.
sure, yeah, let's. I mean, I've never done it, but like you said, I would totally. Yeah, let's split it. Yeah, can we get just down the middle, please?
Yeah.
And then I would be like, okay, he doesn't really like me and I don't really like him and we're never going to see each other again, whatever.
Interesting, okay.
But I wouldn't be like, but if a guy did that, I would, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's my husband. I wouldn't.
Really?
If he let me split the check, I wouldn't be like, no, I
So,
wouldn't.
okay, but when you say like, hey, let's split it, just trying to be a nice person.
I'm trying to make them feel like there's not a whole lot of pressure for them to pay for the whole thing.
Okay, but what if they agreed? Would you really never date him again?
No,
Go on a second
not necessarily, but I would question if they actually enjoyed the date.
I would agree.
date? Really?
But I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm never going on a second date with them again. Because I went on a second date with a guy and he let me pay. He ordered like 4 espresso martinis. And the tab was like $112.
You paid for it?
And I paid for it.
This is the
Because
first or
I
second date?
knew.
Second date.
And he
Oh,
had
and then you
driven.
paid for the first
He
one?
had driven all the way out to Littleton in a snowstorm to go on this second date because I drove to Denver the first time.
Better be paying for
And
that.
so I was like, one, I'm going to pay for it because the weather was bad and I felt bad that he was driving. 2, I am never going to see him again. And so that's why I paid for it because I was like, I feel bad. I'm paying for it.
Good
because
for
I'm not
you.
paying
Wait,
for
so
it.
you'd pay for it even though you're never going to see him again?
Mhm.
I feel like it'd be the polar
Because I
opposite
felt
for me.
bad. Because I was like,
I feel like I've seen seen and received the opposite end. Where like
I'm
the
never
girl's
gonna see him
like
again,
never
so
gonna.
screw him
The
for
girl,
it.
yeah.
well, and I think he liked me more than I liked him. And that's why I was like, I feel bad letting him pay for it. And then like he's going to text me and be like,
talking
I
the
want
wrong
to see
girl,
each other again.
We are talking
way too nice. Way too
No,
nice.
we're just on the wrong subject. If you want to talk about niceness, we're not always that
Bring
nice.
up a topic.
What is your biggest, like, if you're on a first date, what is your biggest ick? Like,
It's like that there will not be a second.
On a date or just like in general?
In general.
in general,
With a girl.
Sadly, honestly, like it kind of goes with. It's like there's a big title, and then there's a couple bullet points. But I would say either like high maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
and then underneath it's like for example, vegetarian or like vegan.
Oh,
Really?
horrible.
you can cut this part out. You can please cut this part out.
Hate it.
So you date my mother?
No, honestly, that's like.
okay,
I think that's a very valid point. Like, and like
okay, but if it's
That's
an
a
actual
choice.
health thing,
That's a
if it's
choice.
a
That's a
health thing,
choice.
yeah.
Yes,
No, if it's a
choices.
health thing, no.
Yes.
No, if they like has celiac
If
disease,
you
I
have
can't.
celiac
That's different.
disease,
Totally different.
you're deathly allergic to whatever, right?
No, if
like
it's
by
a
all
choice.
means.
If it's a choice.
If you're just picky for God knows what reason, like if for some reason like that's the ick, like and like if by all means if you want to be vegetarian and be vegan, like by all means do your thing. I wish you the best of luck, like you know,
Yeah.
just have amiga, you know. But like it just for me that's a big ick because
girls that are making their choices everybody else's problem.
well, and just in general, like as a Mexican, like all of our food is meat. Is meat. Like all Mexican food is either tortillas, rice, beans, and meat, right? And it's something, right? It's either in a tortilla, a burrito,
Or
it's
smothered.
either smothered. It's
in
either like in a half tortilla, which is a taco, or it's
Right.
either like
A chalupa?
nachos, a chalupa. So like it's just I just couldn't take a girl home to
Bro,
meet my grandma.
I didn't know this about you.
I just couldn't take a girl home to my grandparents' house for Christmas, and then like she can't eat a goddamn thing.
You don't like it?
No, that's not where. No.
No.
No, I Dom knows. Like I can't stand
I
vegetarian.
don't like vegetarians or vegans.
I love.
Your problem's
I
not
love
my problem. I am in
Yeah,
charge.
and they have this whole. I don't eat meat.
Okay.
It's funny
Good
because
for
just
you.
asked me that in the video.
Yeah, I was making sure you
Like
ate meat.
You like
I love it.
meat?
She's like, okay, good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, lamb
I
shake.
could never
Of course,
date a
everyone's got little
vegetarian.
deep-
I love meat. There's no meat I won't eat. Like I don't really like fish. I'll still eat it. I don't
I'm
really
with
like
you.
the
Amen,
taste
sister.
of it.
I don't like fish
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, but no, and that's my issue with that. So I agree. But that's just we're off topic. But yeah, high
So
maintenance.
that's yours?
It goes into
I would
being
say
high
like
maintenance.
high
High maintenance as well.
high maintenance, but like that was just like one big bullet point I could like physically put my finger on.
Yeah.
It's like I'm actually vegetarian. So do you guys have any like?
Soy.
I was like, and, you know, and like obviously like I'm open-minded, and I'd be like, are you like deadly allergic to gluten or?
No, it's just
No,
not the vibe.
honestly, like I
Just don't
get a little
like it.
gassy, and I'm like,
I'm trying to heal my gut.
I'm trying to feel like that.
Mine's being shy.
Being shy.
It's not okay. Let me rephrase before I keep on dinging.
no, I would agree. That's
No,
my
I-
Not shy because that's like you can't really tell someone not to be shy. That's the person they are.
Mhm.
But my personality is just very outgoing, right? So like, again, sorry, I keep on using you as a reference. Let's say we go on like we're dating, right?
Uh-huh.
And you take me to a family event.
Uh-huh.
Like you know in your mind, like I'm gonna leave Paul alone. He's gonna make friends with my uncles,
Yeah.
my aunts, whatever. If I brought a girl over to a Hispanic family event, there's so many uncles and cousins and whatever, right?
Yeah.
If they're just like quiet and not outspoken and just following me around like a puppy, that's a very big turnoff.
Okay.
So
Like I want them to be like, I want them to be drinking. I'm like, where's Maddie? I'm like, oh, Maddie's my Tio Robe, you know, like drinking. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
like that. I mean,
you don't
I
want to
don't
have to feel
You don't want to
responsible
feel
for
like
it. Yes.
like you have to
babysit them.
babysit
Yes.
them. Yeah.
they're independent or they're dependent. Like they can do whatever. Like I don't know.
Yes.
Is that rude?
No,
it's
bit. That's
not.
one of mine.
I expect
I feel the
that
same
too.
way.
I expect that too. If I'm bringing somebody around my family, they should be able to help. Or my
Hold a
friends.
conversation.
My friends, I feel like they should be able to hold a conversation without me having to worry about them.
Which is
And, like,
such a relief.
What are they
Oh,
doing? Because
right.
like
Yes.
you're trying to be there too to have a good time. You don't want to have
Yeah.
to worry about your significant other. And if they're getting along with your aunt and uncle or your cousin or your friend or whatever it may be, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's a good feeling, right?
Yes,
Like okay.
if they and exactly,
Yeah,
and if
it's
they
the
can
best
talk to
feeling.
them and if they can get along with them, then that's even better.
yeah.
They don't even have to be best of friends, but like as long as they can hold a conversation, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I'm bringing a guy around our gang group of friends,
Yeah.
like I want to be able to go sit with the girls and like play a game with them and like
Yes,
leave
exactly.
leave
I mean,
him
that's
with the guys.
Yes.
Like that's
How weird is that? If he like has to stay by your hip the entire night,
yeah.
and
It's,
you're like,
No one's
dude,
gonna say
Yeah.
anything.
and
when
you're
they're
like,
talking shit.
yeah, they're
you know,
like, why is that?
afterwards.
Like, you know, or
Yeah.
you like imagine you with all the girls, and then what's his face, like whoever it is, right, is right there by your hip, and you're just like, dude, like go hang out with
Yeah.
Christian and all the guys or whatever.
yeah.
No, it's a very
Agreed.
valid point. I completely understand.
Really?
that.
Well,
Yes, I completely understand.
I
that.
have a lot of. I mean, my mom's brother is 9 kids. I have a lot of cousins, big family, and I want to be like. In the past, I brought a guy around and was very self-sufficient, made relationships with everybody.
Just-
I didn't have to
yeah.
worry about it, and that's a big deal. I don't want someone like, and you're too sweet to him. Like, I don't know him. I'm not
It's just
gonna
a
want
dick.
him.
That's a dick.
It's a dick. It's a
It's
big
just
dick.
like
Go do it yourself.
Yeah.
Go do it your fucking self.
And it's just like
you don't
awkward.
need me. You
Yeah.
don't need me. Be a. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and having someone self-sufficient to like talk to your family is super awesome.
good. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I
you guys-
agree with you.
What's your biggest thing? We got.
Can we cut this part out?
if it's really bad, yes.
Yes, but like we'll try
Express
to say
yourself.
Yeah,
It's, I mean, I said it.
No,
it's like,
please, I will get canceled. Please cut this part.
Okay.
Like cut out every part where I called a man soft.
no. What you're talking about is like a soft, like just a soft dude,
Yeah.
like not a man.
Yeah.
Someone
Like
he's just all the time.
he's just either immature. He's not like just a hard-driven, like manly man
Yes.
that's gonna be able to fix stuff in your like your typical.
Yes.
That's exact. That is
You want
the way to
someone
put it.
to like, you know,
a manly man.
a man.
Yeah,
you
let's
want
take
your
it in.
man's man.
Yes, and that's exact. That's
So you're
a
saying
way better way
if
to
you
put
get
it
a
without
soft
adding
man,
politics.
that is a red flag.
Which is very fair.
Yeah,
because
that's respectful.
again, I might be generalizing, but as a girl, you want like a. This sounds so.
Someone to take care of you.
Okay, thank you. Because if I said that, it sounded bad, but right, but like
No, that's exactly
Nature,
what we want.
like a
Yeah,
nurture.
we want
Nurture
somebody.
versus nature.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
We
If I wanted, like, if something broke in the home that we own, I want somebody to be able to be like,
Okay,
oh,
that's
I know
very
exactly what's wrong with it. Either I can fix it myself, maybe I can't. I'm gonna hire somebody to do it. It's not our problem.
okay.
It's not our problem. It's
Yeah.
somebody else's. It's
And-
our husband's problem. It's somebody else's problem. They can figure it out.
That's
fair.
Or
That's
they're
fair.
just like a
way
handy.
better way
Yes,
to
they're
put
just
it.
like
Yeah.
a handyman.
Just someone that's like super capable and someone that's not a victim all the
Hands
time.
on.
Yeah, like a
Just
victim.
a grown man.
Yeah, a grown manly man.
Of someone that fixes problems.
Yes,
Or
doesn't
attempts to rob your
doesn't blame everything else on on everything else.
Okay,
You know
that's
what I
very
mean?
fair.
Yeah.
No, that's very fair. I agree.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be in a
Just cut.
relationship where they're like, hey, do this. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah. What
What do you mean?
help me fix this? I'm like, we have things that break in our apartment all the time. We call up our friend's fiance and he comes over and fixes it every time.
Always, and it's amazing.
It's just like,
He's never like, I don't know how to do that. I can't do that.
or I don't want to do it. Like,
he,
I just
he
like
at
it's
least
like
takes a look at it, and if he can't do it, he's like, this is what
That's
you
good.
you need
That's
to
good.
do.
No, I agree with that.
Exactly. It's like
I wouldn't want to be that man either.
Yeah,
you need to have those kind of those soft skills,
Yeah.
soft skills to know how to
yeah.
What about
figure
yours,
that
Tom?
shit.
Oh,
My
she's ready.
one of my.
She's
And now
like,
that I was thinking about it, and I was like, I don't know what mine is, and it's funny because my ick.
No, wait. Okay, is there a chance to pause this? I've been
You want
holding.
to go to pee?
Yeah, I really.
Okay,
I've been holding
good.
You can
it.
take a pee.
I'm
break.
We'll wait for
sorry, guys.
Dom's ick. I might
Yeah,
have
Dom,
to
I didn't
too.
want you to get into it.
My ick is it's very superficial, but my ick is men that feel like they have to smoke and or like
Wait, what?
have
Smoke?
to like weed.
Okay.
Smoke weed. Have to and or want to smoke weed every single second of the day,
Oh.
every single day. It's like a lifestyle for them. I don't like when it's a lifestyle. When it becomes a part of your routine
100%.
that you have to smoke weed to get
It's your
through the
identity.
day, I cannot understand it, and that's just a personal thing. I just can't understand it. I don't understand why it's necessary to get through your day. You have to be high in order to get through your day.
I can agree with you 100%. I think it's very unattractive when, again, dude, oh my gosh, I'm going to sound so bad this entire episode, but just people, just if you're like dependent on something. Not
Yeah.
dependent, but just like, even drugs in general, I don't think it's attractive at all. Especially in
Yeah.
our age, we're mid-20s.
We're adults.
Like, it's
Full-on
like,
adults.
hey, I'm going to go to a rave and do ecstasy. I'm like, that's not attractive at
Yeah,
all. I
no,
don't want
I
that.
agree.
Like,
and
that's
if
not
it's
attractive.
no. And if it's like a routine thing, it's like, oh, I wake up every morning, I smoke, and then I go and do my job, and then I come home and I smoke, and I get through the day just being high all the time, and I don't like that. I just don't understand why you have to be that way to get through your day. You should enjoy your day as is. You should not have to
But that being
feel like you have to
dependent
be intoxicated of some sort, under the influence of some sort, in order to get through your picking up the fucking mail, going to work and doing your job to get paid,
Or hang out
hang
with
out
your
with your
friends.
friends. Like, why is that something that needs to be done in order to
agree.
get through that? That should be something that brings you joy, and you just can't even. It brings you joy, but you can't even get through that,
No, I agree.
and you have to get high to do it.
I
It's just,
agree
it
100%.
drives me crazy. I get it, people like to smoke and people can smoke, and I get it, but when you become dependent on it, it becomes an issue.
I agree. No, and that's an ick for me as well.
It's just not. I don't look at somebody and they're like, yeah, I gotta fucking smoke.
Okay,
I gotta smoke
You
before I
imagine.
go to work.
It's all
And I'm
like,
like, what do you mean? You have to be a professional in the work environment. You have to go smoke in order to function.
Like spazzing out if I was doing that.
No, I just can't. I can't.
we're not in high school anymore.
No,
Where
it's
like,
just ridiculous.
no,
At this point in our life, it's ridiculous.
no, I agree. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's lots of things. No one's perfect.
No,
No one's
and
perfect.
it's okay. Everyone's allowed to have flaws. You're allowed to smoke. That's fine. But if it gets you, if it has to get you through your, if that's the one thing that you have to have to get you through your day, that's
Are
when
you
it's an
boring, Maddie?
issue.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
But you're boring. She's just yawning over
No,
here.
I know. Oh my god, I didn't know. I turned away towards Dom because I knew you were going to notice.
No, I've told girls that before. Like, no,
Just
No,
like
you're boring. Excuse me,
yawning.
you're boring.
Oh, are
no,
you
just
bored?
like them doing drugs is not there. It's a big turn off for me.
Yeah.
Big. And I'm not contradicting myself. I don't do drugs or any of that. But like, it's just a turn off.
It is.
We're
Yeah.
almost like we're in our mid-20s. It's like, what are you doing? Drugs? Like, what's so cool about it? Like, what's and then like. You can just die, dude. It's like people. No,
Yeah,
it's not even
it's
like
not something that you
fentanyl,
can
it's
just, like,
it's mixed,
Loosely
it's-
mess around with.
Yeah.
Loosely
Like
mess
I
around
think
with.
we're at that age of just like, all right, we've experienced with stuff. Like, let's just
Yeah.
No,
call it
do it.
quits and grow up, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, any more aches or
I have an ache that's kind of funny. My ache is when you're about to do the deed, when guys are trying to take their clothes off when they're trying to do the deed.
What's the egg?
turn off?
Yes.
What do you
When
mean?
you're trying
like,
to kick your fucking pants off at the end of the bed and you're
How are
trying
you-
to get
okay,
them off
Why
your
don't they
ankle.
just go and poof, they're naked.
I'm sorry.
They're
I
supposed to
know.
be like the Bruce Almighty or the one. Remember
Oh,
when
with that.
where he goes like this and he goes, and then all this.
I'm
like,
sorry.
Almighty.
I get it. It's complicated, but like you guys just sitting at the edge of the bed kicking your fucking pants off, that gives me
Wait,
an
you
ache.
can't
Help that, Dom.
Getting them off the edge. I'm sorry. That gives me the itch.
So how? Okay. Let me ask you this: how would you like a man to take his clothes off properly?
Yes.
It's really
Like,
only the bottom half.
It's
The
the
top
bottom
half's
half?
not an issue. The top half's not an issue.
So how do you want us to take our pants off?
I don't know, but sometimes the
Have you
things
seen
that-
a right method where you're like, okay, that was fine, or have you like I guess I've never done what you said, where you go to the edge of the bed and like kick off.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the edge of the bed, but like even just like standing up. Like even if you're getting into it and you're standing up
Oh,
and
and they're doing the like
you're trying to wiggle it again.
They're trying to
Yes,
get that.
yes, not
that
even
little
off
dance?
the bed. Not even off, like not even sitting on the bed,
On
but
the
just
bed?
standing up. Yes, just like trying to get it off the ankles.
And then just dingling and just messing around.
You're making me feel so uncomfortable and
it's
insecure because I do that all the time.
See,
I do the dolphin, the dead fish.
Yes. I don't know. There's nothing you guys can do about it. There really is nothing you can do
No,
about
that's not true.
it. It could be a little bit more smooth.
No,
I don't know. I've never tried to take my pants
I
off
don't
that
want
way.
to. I don't want what I'm gonna say to
You're
you.
gonna say,
Yes, how do
have
you
you
take
take
them
it
off?
off?
Chalupa's in pair, baby. How do you guys take them off?
Oh, I know. I'm saying it's not as. Can you just cut this part out? I would really die if anybody heard me say
Okay, go
this.
ahead.
It's a lot less weird if you take them off for them.
That's very fair.
Very fair.
That is very
Yeah.
and which
Well,
I
we
do.
just said it for.
No, we
Yes.
do. Okay, so I'm generalizing again.
Yeah.
But the men usually take the. I mean, I do.
Girls,
I usually
girls
take-
plus.
I usually take the girls' pants off.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yes.
very fair.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
very fair.
So yeah, so it's not
So why
like
don't you take our pants off?
that's what I'm saying.
I'm imagine that. I would feel so. Oh my god, it's just downgrading.
It
If a
is.
girl just
I don't
took my
think I've
pants
ever
off.
seen
but it's not like she's doing it the other way. Like let me pull them down.
No,
like,
but you're right.
that's
You're
not
right.
what I
No,
mean.
you're
No,
right.
I
No,
know,
Maddie,
but-
because it's like you pull them down to like past waist level, like right here, and then they do the rest, but you don't see it because they're right over you.
Okay.
See, that's
Yeah, that's
usually-
not it.
So
That's
you
not
don't
an
see them
ick.
trying to flick it off their fucking feet.
Yeah.
You
I don't
know?
know. I've never
Dom's
done
like,
that.
yeah, never mind.
That's a funny one. I've never heard
No,
that.
it's my end.
Maybe he's so insecure.
Watching two guys take their
I
pants
mean,
off.
he's so insecure. And I'm like, look, a bird.
Fucking, let me take my fucking. It's just
Wow,
bad.
is that a
It's
new
just
candle you lit?
bad.
Well, think about it, dude.
He was
Just
ready to
do it for them.
Yeah, usually I'm just like,
I'm a child of God.
I'm
so
just
I don't know.
multitasking.
Child of God. No, I mean, I get
So
it.
like
You
usually
guys-
I'm doing the whole one-handed, like we're kissing, right? And then
Oh,
like
yes, no, I
like
did do
I'm
that.
like, you know, but
Yes.
still trying to.
Is that a Nick?
no.
Or is it just when he's doing like
It's just when
like
it's just when they
when you like
it's just when
completely
they're
hit time
when
out?
we're all done and we're just like taking a timeout and then they're just trying to take their clothes off and I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah,
It's just
that's
an egg.
just that's a big
It's just an egg.
really?
It's just an
Kind of
egg.
interesting.
I don't know. I get it though. It's difficult getting past the ankles. It's tough sometimes, but
Especially
it's just
this.
there's
Interesting. Okay. Well,
it's just embarrassing.
I'm never doing that again,
It's
dude.
embarrassing.
Please don't.
I
Yeah.
can now. I'm gonna be so
Ask the
insecure.
girl to do
You're
it
gonna
for
think
you.
that I'm gonna laugh.
Every time I'm gonna do it, I'm just
You know, I'm gonna do it on purpose.
Don't do this.
I'm gonna
I'm
look
gonna
away.
time out. Hey, what do you think about this? Like, just real quick. I know it's getting hot right now. Okay, what do you think about this?
Oh, dude.
It's just the feet part. It's
I've
the
done
feet
that
part.
before. I know exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Where you like you
Water,
stop?
bro.
Where
And
you
you
stop?
and then you
The
like
little
try,
Irish
and then
tap
you try to
dance.
flick it off. You try to like you waddle and you flick it off.
Because you only have one. You only have one.
No, I feel the same.
It's
I
a
feel
different
that way.
round.
You don't feel the same way?
Because I've done that more.
No,
Maddie's
I'm ready to get. No,
Huh?
She's ready to get.
No, I don't feel like, I just feel like that's natural. It's just natural.
I mean,
like
yeah, it's like
that.
the only way we can. But
No, it's not. There's ways to go around it, I guess.
There is ways to go around it.
There's ways to go around it. I just like if it happens, I see it and I giggle. And it doesn't give me the. I won't stop talking to a dude over it, obviously, but I'll just like laugh and be like, oh, I'll keep that in my mind.
That's
I'll
fair.
keep it in my mind. I'll be like, oh, that one time he took his pants off and I couldn't fucking unsee it.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not like end break. It's not. Yeah, it's not like oh, I'm never
then-
gonna talk to this dude ever again.
It just makes you cringe.
It just makes me be like, okay, I'm gonna remember that forever, and don't know if I can erase it from my memory.
but yeah, that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
That was it.
Dude, it's been a lot.
It's been a while.
It's been more than 45 minutes, actually.
Do you guys have anything you want to say? I feel like we've done a lot of talking.
No, we spoke the first
Yeah,
half
honestly, yeah.
for a minute, but
Unless
no,
you have
it's-
any other topics, I got nothing else.
All right, since you guys did the intro, you guys do the outro now. So you guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching. And they'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.